Hey guys, welcome back to our series on dealing with takedowns in a street context and learning to stop those so I don't end up on the ground, which, as we all know, is a very bad place to be once you're off the mats where there's a risk of weapons and multiple opponents and who knows what's on the ground in the first place. So having a ground game is important, staying off the ground even more important. We talked about in our first video using the hands as our first level of defense for stopping a takedown attempt or somebody crashing and tying up with us. If that doesn't work, then we went to using the elbows to jam that shot and keep them on the outside or jam that clinch up. And now we're going to talk about the third level, which is using my head. So here's what's happening now. Maybe I thought I was going to strike my way out of this, or maybe he just crashed so suddenly that he ended up being close here before I could get my elbows into play, before I get my head into play. Before I get my hands into play. So instead, what I need to do is I need to use my head here to control this position. All I'm going to do is, as he drops levels, remember I want to match eye levels with him. I'm going to use my head essentially like you would use your hand to hold somebody out, right, like a bully. So I'm keeping him at distance. So you can see it from the other side. My head position is right here. If we run into each other, bonk, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but what are you going to do? But I need to get in that pocket right in here. This is what I'm going to use. So as he comes in, if we go bonk, I'm moving into this pocket right in here. Move a little bit. There we go. Okay? So I'm going to get my head into this pocket. What that does is it allows me to get your arms around my waist, to use my head to keep him at bay. My hands are free to work whatever. If I have weapons on me, if whatever's going on, my hands are free right there. It's not going to stay that way. And if I don't have any other game besides that, he's going to get right past it. But it buys me time. He got past my hands, past my elbows. Having good head position is very important. If he ties up, remember my elbow should be in, and he gets his head there first, okay? This can be bad news for me because he can start to work now. He can work on the hook side and things like that. I need to get my head back in play here. I can't have him like this. So the easiest thing for me to do is to change levels again. I don't want to be standing up tall. It's going to take me down. Change levels and get my head in that spot right there. Okay? And work to control this position. Once we get in here, I can work my striking game around that. I can snap him down. We can set up our takedowns. But I've got to make sure that he does not cross in to where he can get a hold of my hips. What's also important is I may have this control, but if he's driving me backward because I have bad balance, eventually I may hit a table, a wall, a chair, and now I can't back my hips up anymore, and he will push through and get that. Okay? So, he gets past my hands, he changes levels, boom, gets past my elbows, that's where I want to go. Now I have good head position, and I can start to turn things into my favor, get back into control the clinch, and start adding in striking tools. So that's an example of using your head as your third level of defense against the takedown attempt.